Hey, you guys, welcome back to ow, my wig stabbed me. Welcome back to the H.O.E podcast, aka the Honesty Over Everything podcast. I know I said I wasn't gonna say it every time, but I feel like I have, and every time I say I'm not gonna say it, but we're just gonna fucking say it. But anyways, welcome to the H.O.E podcast. I'm your host, Nadia Alexis. I know that it's been a minute, and I know I said I wasn't coming back until January, but I kind of felt a little bit inspired today to record an end of the year episode because god damn it, was it a year for me? And if it wasn't for the year that I had, I don't think that I would have been inspired to make this episode. I had something else to say along the lines of this. Oh yeah, so I'm coming back with season 2 sometime in January. If anything, the latest would be February, just because I don't know what I have going on in January with events and all that good shit. But also, like, I ain't even gonna lie. You guys know that I be real with y'all. So honesty over everything. Like, I was just kind of in a little bit of a funk the past few weeks. I just hadn't been feeling like myself. I hadn't been doing all the shit really that I had been doing to get me to the point where I was able to talk on a podcast so confidently about things that I had been through and things that I had learned. I wasn't listening to affirmations. I don't really journal like that. I already have, like I've said, I'm not like a huge fan of it. But I mean, I used to write down 3 things I was grateful for, 3 things that I wanted to manifest. Yes, like 3 intentions and 3 affirmations, or 4, depended on the day. And I saw a big difference when I was doing that, and I need to get back to that again. Matter of fact, one of my friends sells amazing journals. I will put the link in the description, because it is that time of the year where we all want to start fresh and we all want to start right. And all of it, it's like a thing. Girls especially, we love to buy new notebooks and new journals to start the beginning of the year. So definitely at the beginning of the year, I plan on, and I know that I could start now, but I'd rather just fresh slate, just get it back right. Even though I'm so like, New Year's resolutions can happen anytime. You could change I'm getting off track, but yeah, so I'm going to get back to that. So I'm going to put the link for her journals in the bottom description whenever I post this episode. But what was I even talking about, bro? Like, I swear to God, like, I be just sidetracking and then forgetting things. We know I partake in things, so that doesn't help. But yeah, so I just was feeling like in a funk. So I wasn't doing the shit that I normally do. I've been slacking like a motherfucker and working out. And y'all that know that I usually work out like 4 times a week, and I just haven't had it in me. Like, I've been so drained. I know at first I blamed it on like the time change, and it might still be that, but I just feel like I've just been not doing the work. I haven't been going to my altars, so I haven't been reading. And so like, today I've been taking some time for myself, and I started reading again. I got 2 new books I'm so excited about, and I got another one on the way. The 2 books I got are Warrior Goddess Training, Become the Woman You Are Meant to Be by Heatherash Amara, I believe you say her name like. And then I got The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, Unlock Your Master Key to Success by Joseph Murphy. And then the book I got coming tomorrow is from a series like called Black Girl Bliss, and I already have Pussy Prayers, and I got this one that's coming called Power, and I'm so excited because it's about dark feminine energy, and it's by Black women, which no shade, but like, it'd be nice to see it from a Black woman's perspective, even though the podcast and the YouTube channel I watch are Black women, but it'll be nice just to see it from that standpoint, especially with the spiritual practices I practice and everything. But yeah, so I was just being really hard on myself because I've been slacking. But the crazy thing is, like, reading today just inspired me to make this episode, and So I said, it was going to be some of the lessons that this year taught me. Because, like, if you know, and I've stated it 1,000 times, I went through some shit. Actually, from 1 year ago today, starting now is when I went into, like, a downward spiral until I pulled myself out of it about mid-January when I started going back to subbing, because that helped a lot, teaching or whatever. But yes, I wrote down a few lessons. And the first one I want to say, honestly, and it was, like, written last, but, like, because I'm talking about getting off track, and when you're doing the things that you are trying to do to be better and reach your goals, whether it be for a career, for music, for whatever, for fitness, to give yourself grace, bro. Like, we're human, and even with my feminine energy shit, like, I'm so glad that they mention in these books and stuff that it's okay. Like, yeah, be empowered, feel like you're the shit, know you're the shit, don't take shit from nobody. Work on yourself, do the shit that you need to do to grow, but remember that you're a fucking human, and you're gonna have days where you just don't fucking feel like doing it. It's okay to give yourself grace, because if we put ourselves on a constant cycle of just going and going and going, and like one of the girls I listened to said, like a hamster wheel, and don't get off, like, it's so, like, counterproductive in a sense, because you're not giving yourself a mental break that you need, not giving yourself the grace and the understanding that you're gonna have days where you don't feel like being creative, especially my art friends, because I have a lot of artist friends. Like, you're gonna have days where you don't feel like creating, whether, like, art can be so many things: music, dancing, acting, fashion, drawing, so many things, whatever you use to express yourself as an outlet. It's gonna be days where you just don't got it in you. Fitness is the same. You're just not gonna have it in you. So many things we can go into, like, but you're just not gonna have it in you that day. And we oftentimes beat ourselves up instead of giving ourselves the grace that we should. So please remember, and this is a self-reminder too, that you're a human, I'm a human, and we're going to have off days. And on those off days, take a day to rest, take a day to regroup, especially if you're going through shit. I'm all about crying. I've been crying a lot lately too. I didn't even cap. But I didn't cry for so long. I think that I just needed to, and it's okay to release. It's okay. Don't feel like having emotions. Don't feel like having feelings makes you a weak ass bitch, because it doesn't. Not showing emotions, not having feelings, acting like you're tough and cold in this world makes you a weak ass bitch. And I'm not sorry, because I'm being honest. And moving on, like I said, it's okay to feel down. My biggest one that I want to say, though, because I kind of was trying to go through my timeline of the year. I guess I should start with the third one I wrote down, though, because most of you know, I went through a breakup. We broke up 1 year ago today, and the way it played out, I took so much blame, and I beat myself up, and I was so mad at myself. And that's another time where I had to really learn, you got to give yourself grace and realize that things happen for a reason. And I'm glad that they happened, because it made me and that person be able to come back as better people. And I think it was just needed. But a breakup is a breakthrough. Like, it might not seem like it in the moment. It might be the most painful thing. And honestly, like, I know as we get older, it does, the healing process can be better sometimes, because we know, versus when we were younger and had crushes or our significant others that we were dating when we were, like, in high school, middle school, younger years, like early 20s, 18s, whatever. Like, it felt like the end of the world. I remember my very first boyfriend, I felt like it was the end of the world when we broke up. And I will say this, though. This was probably the hardest breakup for me to ever get over. I think it's just because of the person it was, the person they are, because they're such a great person, and just how it unfolded, like I said. And I was so broken. Like, I was ready to, like, I had other shit going on. Like, my dog died and some other shit. And, like, but I just, oh my God, like, so Time Hop's going to be really interesting to see for the next month, or just to see, like, my posts and see how I was, because I just know I was miserable. I was so broken, and I let everybody see it for a while, and then that's when I just dipped from social media. But, like, I needed that. Like, it was the wake-up call that brought me to the real healing that I needed to do to become a better person, to become better in how I approach things, so that even if the person in the relationship upsets me, that I know how to show up better, and that I know how to react better, and I know where my triggers come from. And yeah, so, like, that shit really changed me. So, like, if you're going through that, and, like, my whole point of this saying, it seems like it gets better when we get older. I ain't gonna lie, like I said, this shit hurt more, and it felt like it wasn't gonna get better, even though you know it will. So, like, if you're going through a breakup right now, if you fucking hurting, if somebody broke your heart, I promise it's gonna get better. It's okay to lay there. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to listen to fucking R&B and just be in your feelings. But know that when you're ready to, as I always say, be an alchemist and take that pain and turn it into power, you can do it. You can pull yourself out of that shit. You can take the lessons you learned from it and make yourself better for your next relationship, or if you and that person decide to try to work things out in the future, because it can happen. And with that, like I said, from my breakup, following that, I didn't drink for 3 months. I think the first day that I was able to drink again was St. Patrick's Day. And then from that, I didn't really drink at all. And I do drink a little more, but not nearly how I did. Like, I drink maybe once a week if I do that. And I don't even get lit hardly ever. I'm not going to say I don't, but every now and then it happens, but not often. But drinking, and like I said, I ain't a judging person. I don't give a fuck what you do, as long as you're smart and as long as you're safe, you know? But for me, as somebody who loved it and spent, when the world opened to up until December, just living my best life pretty much and going out several times a week, to not drinking completely, like, my body felt better, like, physically, mentally. My mind didn't feel cloudy. I had energy. My skin was glowing. Like, man, so I'm saying this right now. Alcohol is cool. Alcohol is fun, but I really learned that you can enjoy fucking life without alcohol. I used to always wonder how people just didn't drink. Like, somebody important in my life doesn't smoke or drink. And, like, while I just admire them a lot for that, because I'm just like, you know, but then when I stopped really drinking, I was like, yeah, like, this shit's a fucking vibe. Like, so honestly, come the beginning of the year, I'm going to go another 3 months again without drinking, because I just felt like it was a nice reset. And I promise that if you want to give it up, but you're kind of nervous, just try it for a little bit. Give your, like, you know, like I said, give ourselves grace. We're humans. It's okay to have one from time to time, but, like, unless you're really struggling, then you gotta get help, because I ain't no professional. But, like, I can't really touch on that. But, like, yeah. One of my biggest lessons for me this year was learning that drinking isn't everything that it's cracked out to be, and that you don't need it. Like I said, I don't judge, and I do like alcohol. I like the taste of alcohol, so that was my issue. Like, it wasn't even just the feeling. I like the motherfucking taste of liquor, so that was my problem. Like, yeah. Can y'all believe that Sage is being so quiet right now? He's normally annoying as fuck. He's, like, buried under my blanket. But I feel like I've been talking so long and we're only 14 minutes in. But it's not gonna be long, I promise. So yeah. My next one I have written down is I kind of skipped around, so I'm kind of looking. Let's just go down the list kind of now. Taking a break matters, because this was the next thing. The thing that also helped me with not drinking, because some people ask me how I did it. The biggest thing was I was just going through trauma. And so I was traumatized by alcohol and drinking, and I didn't want to fuck with it. It was not my friend. It was my enemy. Lemon drop martinis, watermelon martinis were my enemy. So that was a big help for me. But the other thing that helped me was I stopped going out. I stopped kind of going out in January, around the time I stopped drinking, and I would try to go out for a little bit, but it just was so hard. Not the drinking part, because I was fine. Like, I would be around my friends, they'd be drunk as fuck, and like the first night it was cool, but it did kind of get aggravating. But it was easy. People would offer to buy me drinks, and I said no, I'm okay, I'm not drinking right now. And then I stopped going out, like I said, and then I went out for Super Bowl only because Robin was performing and I had to go to the bar and watch her perform. And then I went to karaoke for a little bit and then went home. But anyways, and then after that, I stopped going out. So basically from about January-ish, one time in February, I went out. I didn't go out until about May. And that was like, yeah. It was the beginning of May. And, so taking a break, and then I didn't get on social media. I got off social media about January, and I didn't get on social media again until maybe like, I want to say about May too. About May. Yeah. So I took a break from going out and being on the internet for about 4 months, and I feel like it was longer than that. Maybe it just felt like it. But anyways, taking a break matters. Taking a break, and I'm not saying be dramatic like me and take 4 months from, and I didn't talk to hardly anyone. I think I talked to maybe 2 people, and I didn't talk to them that much. I went through phases where I just shut down. Like, I needed that. Like, that was taking a break matters. Like I said, I needed that 4 months. I'm not saying take 4 months, but sometimes take a fucking night from going out. Sometimes take a day to stay home and just focus on you and, like, watch a movie, listen to something, just vibe, take a bath, just walk on some grass. I don't know. Like, taking a mental break matters, whether it be from social media, whether it be from going out, whether it be from drinking, whether it be from whatever you use as a vice. Not even saying use as a vice. I guess I'm gonna just more so stick to drinking, going out, and social media. Like, taking a break, sometimes it will really change your perspective on things. You'll come back feeling refreshed. I don't even like going out like that now, and it's fucking cold, so fuck that. During the summer, I'm still more pushed to go out, but like, not really. But like, it's fucking cold now, so I don't never want to be out unless I'm going to dinner with. But yeah, so taking a break, taking some time for yourself, because people's energy is mad contagious. Like, you being around people all the time, you don't realize how much, especially when you hugging mad people when you're out, like, you don't realize. And just being on social media, absorbing all the world is fucked up. There's bullshit going on in the world. There's bullshit going on in this city. There's bullshit going on all over the country. Like, this is a ghetto ass planet. So just taking a break sometimes will help. And so, like I said, during my break, I read a lot. I read this year, maybe like 10 books. I wanted to do more, but like I said, give yourself grace. I read 10. That's still amazing. Like, and like I said, I'm reading 2 now, and then one's coming tomorrow or Saturday. And so we're going to try to finish out 3, but I don't know if I'll make it to the end of the year finishing them. But, reading fucking will help your mindset so much. Like I said, I've been feeling like shit the past few not all around 100%, but like just not 100% like myself the past few weeks. And today I got 2 new books and I read the first chapters of them, and my mind just switched and like it changed. I also have been listening to subliminal rain sound affirmations when I go to sleep, so that probably helps too. But bruh, here he come with his bullshit. Yeah, like, you know, whether it be an audible, whether it be something like reading and listening to podcasts and taking a break from all the bullshit that we listen to or like absorb every day, like that shit will elevate you. It'll expand your mindset. It'll help you love yourself. It'll help you build confidence. It'll help you learn how to approach people. It'll help you know how people think. It'll help you just understand yourself and people and life on a whole different level. And that's why I have been reading. But I mean, like I said, I read more self-love. I mean, not self-love, but like self-help, philosophy, mindset books. But like, I want to take a break at some point and read a storybook, because even that, reading a book that's like a story actually takes you out of this world too, and like helps you to kind of just take a break from life. So yeah, read a motherfucking book. The last 2, healing. I kind of feel like that. Okay, so yeah, we all know healing changes you. Healing will help. Healing is motherfucking important though, bro. And so many of us like avoid it because it sucks. I'm not gonna sit here and say that healing is easy, but healing is essential. Healing is necessary. Healing is important. Healing is needed to get to where you want to be as a person, to get to where you want to be mentally, to where you get where you want to be in life, to reach all your goals. Like healing, because if you don't heal, it's going to be so many blockages. And even if you get to that point, if you haven't healed, it's still going to be some bullshit along the way. Like I said, getting in touch, I talk about it all the time, with feminine energy, the dark feminine. Like I said, guys can still take from this too. Like getting in touch with your dark side, getting in touch with your shadow self, getting in touch with all the triggers, everything that has broken you, everything that has made you doubt yourself, everything that has made you have certain attachments or beliefs, getting in touch with what that is and saying fuck all of that bullshit and realizing you're powerful and taking that shit and using it to your best advantage will change you. And like I said, I still got a ways to go. I've been slacking, and I saw me not doing the healing work was making me kind of go back to certain beliefs and shit. And so healing is also constant. So just don't think that you're going to get somewhere one day and then just magically be fixed. I don't want to, fixed is not the right word. like healed. Like, we're not just 100% better. Like, healing is constant. We're always growing. We're always elevating. We're always becoming better. Like, so, yeah. Healing is important. Heal. Read. Do whatever you gotta do. I talk about it on, I believe, the Wounded Feminine episode. I do believe I talk about, that's the one episode I haven't listened to yet of myself. I usually listen to all my episodes, but I haven't listened to that one. But I believe on that episode I talk about things you can do to heal yourself and ways to get in touch with that part of yourself to elevate and just be better all around. The last thing I want to touch on, and we know that I'm big on this now, I don't take no shit like I used to. I got 2 episodes talking about this shit, is setting boundaries. Boundaries is a motherfucking necessity as well, friend. Because motherfuckers will have you all the way fucked up. People used to really have me fucked up, and occasionally people still have me fucked up. But I've learned how to respond a lot better. Like I said, I still have moments where I gotta kind of like reel myself back and be like, don't do it. But people will test the fuck out of you. People will test the fuck out of your motherfucking boundaries. They will try your goddamn motherfucking life. And you just gotta say, respectfully, you stupid bitch. I'm just kidding, don't say that. But respectfully tell them to move the fuck on, that you ain't about to partake in the disrespect. The one thing, like I said in my setting boundaries, I think part 2 episode, I said it in both episodes, but part 2 is where I was dealing with a situation that same night where I set boundaries and they were being little dicks about it. Like, people that really fuck with you and really care about you are going to still be there. It might be a little like, they might be a little taken aback at first if you set a boundary, but if they really care, they're gonna be there. And the stupid ass motherfuckers that get mad and don't talk to you, good. You were done a favor. You don't need that shit in your life. And there's somebody in my life that I care about a lot that I be talking to about this a lot. And I really hope that they soon understand how important boundaries are. Because with what they want to do in life, you gotta have boundaries. So, boundaries. And then I had something else to say about boundaries. Oh yeah, with boundaries, like, I know that sometimes, and I struggled with it too, and sometimes I still do, depending on the situation. With boundaries, we sometimes get nervous because we don't know how to approach it or how to say it, or, you know, like, you can always, we feel like we're gonna come off mean or whatever. First off, who cares at this point? If it's somebody being that disrespectful, who cares? But my whole point is, like, there's a way to set boundaries without cussing somebody out. Sometimes, if somebody keeps pushing you, you might have to cuss a motherfucker out. But I'm not saying that's the right way to go about it off bat. Like, so, yes, it's okay to set boundaries. Boundaries are necessary in life. You can set boundaries and be so respectful about it. Matter of fact, the best times that I've had was setting boundaries respectfully, and the person wanted to act like a fool, because then you really got the power because you stayed calm and the other person acted like a fucking idiot. But yeah, so those are some of the things that I've learned so much more this year, but like, eventually we'll get into it in, you know, future episodes. So, yeah, these are a few things that I've learned this year that really stuck out to me and really helped me a lot. I think that, I'm trying to think, because y'all know that sometimes I'd be like, oh, I forgot, and then add like a second little segment onto the episode. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else? So I told Sage that he was fired and he couldn't be on my show no more, and he really is like respecting my boundaries. Well, he's coming over here now, but he was just being good. But fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah. I don't really think, I mean, obviously, like I said, there's so many other things I learned this year, but those were like the things that when I was really sitting there trying to like think of something quick, like that came to my head that stuck out and were important to me. I'm sure as I read these wonderful books that I am reading, I will have epiphanies of other things that I want to talk about. Yeah, because that was the other thing. I had no inspiration to do this shit, and I ain't gonna lie. And as soon as I started reading again, my inspiration came back. Ain't that a motherfucker? Like, when you're doing the shit that helps heal you, you get inspired, my nigga. Was I allowed to say that on air? Anyways, so yeah, with that being said, I'ma go because I got shit to do, and I'm hungry, and all of this good stuff. So I'm going to go now before I post this episode. Okay, and yeah, I'm recording this on December 7th. I don't know if I'm posting it tonight, so Yeah, I don't know why I said that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go find the links to my friend's journals that she has on Amazon. And like I said, I know that we like to buy new journals for the beginning of the year. I know that we like to start fresh with all that kind of stuff, with our goals, with our thoughts, with our ideas. So I'm gonna put the links down there because she has some very beautiful journals, and I need to get one before the end of the year so I can start my year off fresh. So let's close this out. Make sure you go follow me if you don't. The podcast IG is at T. Oh yeah, before I even do that, I guess I could have done that after I did this. Okay, so let me just continue. The podcast Instagram is at the H.O.E podcast, and my podcast, which most of you might already know because a lot of you have come from my Instagram, is Oola Lexi. That's OOOLA_LEXII. Check out my website right now. I'm trying to get rid of everything so I can start fresh. Everything on there is 777. That is $7 and 77 cents or less. I'll put the link down in the bottom. That is jimfatelboutique.com. And what else was there? Oh yeah, guest. Season 2 is when I am for real gonna have guests. I know I don't need to say this part, but I've had to say it. But it's so unnecessary because if you're listening to this, that means, if you're hearing this, that means you've heard the podcast. Don't ask to be on the podcast if you ain't been listening to it. But yeah, so if you have anything you want to talk about, anything that you want to share, anything you want to promote, please hit me up on either of my Instagrams and let me know, because I will be having guests. I don't know how many episodes I'm going to have next season, honestly, yet. But just come at me and let me know what you want to talk about. And as long as it's respectful, like I said, be honest, have your views, have your opinions, but please be respectful, because I don't play that disrespectful, ignorant, closed-minded bullshit on my podcast. But I am open to everybody's views as long as you're respectful. If you would like to come on the podcast, please let me know. I can't wait to get to know and talk to so many amazing people that have reached out to me about that. So yeah, I think that covers about everything that I needed to say. So if you stayed all the way through, thank you. I will see you bitches, respect. I will see you lovely people next year. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Happy New Year. Happy anything I forgot. That's why I just tried to say happy holiday and the rest flowed, so I just went with it. But yeah. Be safe. Get yourself right and tight, because we got 18 days. Oh, no, that's Christmas. It's 18 days till Christmas, right? No. Lord, never mind. We just got a few weeks, so that we got 24 days till the new year. So, yeah, all right. I'm going to go. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for everybody that has listened. Thank you so much for everybody that has supported. And thank you to the people in the other countries that have been listening. Tell your friends. Thank you. I love you all. Have a wonderful evening.